Wonderful people of the internet. I feel like it's been a while since we vlogged. We have just had so much going on that it's just been like fitting in what we can fit in and not having time to like do large amounts of things at once to the point that we are grabbing a vlog camera. So I'm gonna take you around and show you guys everything that we have done in the last couple weeks, everything we've gotten in the last couple weeks. Rev's excited about that one, which Rev will show you that in a minute. But the first thing we did is we are testing out this new fencing that is kind of semi-temporary. They're these like little plastic rods, basically. They're just a little bit cheaper than the, hi, how you doing, Lev? Want to say good morning? I want to have a treat. I go get you one. I'll get you one. They're a little bit cheaper than the T-posts, and so we wanted to see how they respected it, because they're not as strong, and they've been fine. They've been great. This is literally just a temporary pasture that we've moved them to eat down because they ate down all of that, while we are getting this one prepped over here, which is what we've been doing too, and I'll show you guys that in a bit. So they've just been here for a couple days eating this down, which they've just about done, and then we're going to rotate them to the big one. We're kind of like switching them between this one and that one right now, and then hay at night as well, just to keep them all satisfied and make sure that they're getting what they need, which they are. Nobody's lost any weight, clearly. You can see the big belly on this one. Yeah, you're an easy keeper, aren't you? That halflinger life. So yeah, we just put this up quick really to just, one, to let them come over here and eat this down, and then also to test it out and see how they respected it, which they're very respectful of the poly tape lines. It's electric. We haven't had any issues. They don't even like to go near it. Like if you're standing on the other side, she won't walk up like this. Why you look mad? What's with them ears, buddy? There's the happier ears. What's up, buddy? Y'all are ready for new friends. That's on the agenda for spring. More friends for them. Next thing we've been up to is what Revlin wants to show you guys. What do we have, Rev?
New chickens!
We have some new chickens, which is what we said we weren't going to do, which was get big chickens, but we've lost so many, and Rev has had her dream of what kind of chicken, Rev?
I am Samani.
She has wanted an I am Samani, I don't know, Samani chicken for a while now. They are an all black chicken. Everything.
Even the meat and bones are black.
Yep, the meat, the bones, their skin, their organs, everything is black on these chickens. And except for their eggs and blood. Yep. So they're very expensive chickens though.
One rooster and two chicks.
Two hens, yeah.
Both the roosters crow.
Yes, they do.
And I'm chicken queen.
Yeah, she's the chicken queen over here. So typically buying a chick hen costs about $90, and a chick rooster costs 25-ish. So we were able to get him obviously grown up, which would be a little bit more expensive. We got him for 25, and then we got these ladies for 10 or 15 each. So they were a good deal.
Because we got them from David.
Yeah, we got them from a friend. So we've got this pretty rooster here. He is a salmon favoralis. Also a salmon favoralis right there. And then we have these two sultans right there. And then Rev wanted to tell you what's the name of our I am Samani rooster.
Midnight.
Midnight, yep. Pretty fitting name.
I really want to name one of these evergreen.
Right now they are quarantined, and they will be quarantined for a minimum of 4 weeks. Ideally I would not like to leave them in these for 4 weeks, because I'd like them to have more room, especially our Mr. I am Samani rooster over there doesn't have a lot. So we're going to look at building some kind of temporary, like, larger run that maybe they all can go in. The roosters have been together. They came from the same flock and they don't fight. They're good together, so they're fine.
They'll have to stay in here. But this rooster isn't nice to her. Sometimes
they were in a small space. They just need a bigger space. Yeah, originally we had the two together. They were very unhappy apart. So we put them back together, and then they were happy, but then he started picking on her comb and made her bleed, so I moved her over there with the sultans and put him there. Everything that we experienced with our last chickens, we're not taking any chances. They are going... Oh, did he? They are going to be quarantined for a minimum of 4 weeks, and that is just what is best for everybody and for them to make sure everybody's healthy. But with that, I'm going to show you the plans for what we're doing with the pasture. So we have changed a lot of what we are doing. So essentially what we have chosen to do with these chickens over here is we're going to leave them over here. Even though they're all back to normal, I don't think we mentioned that we actually ended up doing autopsies on 2 of the chickens. They had the same exact symptoms. One showed some like obviously lung issues, which we already knew they had respiratory problems. The other one showed no signs of anything. It was nice to open them up though and know like for sure it wasn't Merrick's. Like we could check that off entirely. There was no signs of tumors in anywhere. And so like that was nice to be able to like mark that one off entirely and know like this is not it. So yeah, they're all back to normal. Everybody is healthy. We have no signs of respiratory problems anymore. I just don't want to take the risk, even though like the only other thing that would be like a serious problem is mycoplasma. But none of them had any of those symptoms when it comes to eye issues. We never had any eye problems at all, never any swollen faces, like nothing. And with all the birds that we have, you'd have somebody showing those signs. There are a few things that you could see in an autopsy too, from what I was reading, that we didn't see. Besides like obviously fluid in lungs, which are other respiratory problems. But yeah, everybody's back to normal. We just decided just to be safe and to just be responsible with it and just not take the risk, even though they are all fine now. We're just not going to risk it. We're just not going to, and we're going to keep them over here, which is like 5 acres away. So they're going to be moved though over here into the barnyard. We're gonna make a new run over there for them and move the coop over there. And then the tractor is gonna move where they are now. And that area is going to become basically like the workshop entry. I think we talked to you guys that we are actually going to be turning this into a workshop and then building a new barn over by us. That is not something that is happening right this second or even in the next couple months, but it is on the nearer horizon. But yeah, chickens are gonna move over here. Tractor's gonna move over here. That is going to happen sooner than later. And then it's easy also for Tim, my stepdad, to get in and out with his tractor and stuff and do what he needs to do as we are changing and moving around pasture stuff right now. So I will show you guys that. Yep, you can see there's some new posts. You got a post there. We got a post all the way out there. There's posts all over this pasture for what we are doing. Alrighty, girl, what are you gonna show them?
We got some new chicks.
I think they've seen the chicks. It's just been a while since they've seen them. All right, they're pretty big now, huh? Mm-hmm. Yep. So we've got a bunch of little chickies here. 18. Almost all of them are different breeds.
We have 2 Jersey Giants.
We do. We have 2 Jersey Giants. I think we might have 2 silver lace Wyandottes. Oh, I need to check her butt. Looks like she might. Can you see on the little light Brahma right there, Revs? Her butt. Does she have pasty butt? It's hard to tell.
Cow. She's furry.
So yeah, we've got some golden lace Wyandottes, some silver lace Wyandottes. We've got some cinnamon queens.
I think this is silver lace and that is a silver lace.
Yeah, Rennie, don't open that. Nope, Sissy's coming right back out. We've got a sapphire splash. We've got some Jersey Giants. We have Midnight Majesty Marins. There's all kinds of different ones in here. We've got some olive eggers too. They're all about 5 weeks now, 5 or 6 weeks. And they're outside during the day. They go in the brooder at night. Girls had brooder clean out today. Should we go show them the house now?
Yeah,
there's a lot.
Show my room with doors.
Oh, okay. All right.
I want to show my room with doors. Here's the house.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes. They have put all the doors on. They've started trim and baseboards. I don't even think you guys, obviously on Instagram you have, but here we have cabinets and we have countertops. So all the cabinets are in, all the countertops are in. It's hard to get it to focus. I have to put this little piece of trim here so it'll focus. So the countertops are quartz. They're not just plain white. They do have this like really light gray speckling in them. So it does have that. It's just hard to see on video. These ones, the one thing that I noticed that I'm not fond of is these ones have like this like, it's not just the speckling. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just these like shadowing, I guess you could say. I don't hate it, but it definitely wasn't in the sample, I don't think. And it's not really much on this one. It's mostly on those two. But obviously like it's stone, you can't get it exactly the way you want to get it. or exactly the way that it looks. It's gonna be slightly different. So we did upgrade our trim to, I think it's like 6 or 8 inch baseboards that are just square. And then it's a 4-inch just squared off. They haven't done the tops yet. Hold on, there's one over here I can show you guys. So this is what it looks like. Obviously it'll get painted and everything. But this kind of shows, it's just dark in this hallway. Kind of shows what the style is like. And then obviously everything will be painted. The lighting in here is like a vlogger's dream. So yes, people are probably gonna be wondering, why is it not painted before your cabinets or the flooring's in? I'll show you guys that in a minute. And that is because of shortages. They had a really hard time getting a hold of the paint. They were able to get a hold of it and they're actually supposed to be here today to paint. But we didn't wanna hold anything up. For instance, our appliances are being delivered today. We were told that if we couldn't let them deliver today, they're not gonna install today, but we were told that if we couldn't let them deliver today, it would be a month before they could deliver the appliances. The house will be done in a month. So we're definitely not going to hold off on that. We told them, deliver them today, we'll put them in as soon as we're ready. However, yeah, there's just a lot of shortages. Something that we're learning this time around with building is you just have to have a lot of grace and patience with all of the tradespeople. Because just everything is not the norm right now and everything is stuck on shipping containers, or just for whatever reason there are shortages of pretty much everything. So like I said, we were able to get the paint. It's all in the garage waiting to be used and they're supposed to be here today. Fingers crossed, we will see. But yeah, otherwise paint would have been done before the cabinets even went in and the floors went in, all of it. But yeah, they'll just have to tape off a lot more. So Brian's little office nook is easiest to see the flooring. It's really kind of crazy how different the flooring looks in different lightings. So this is the flooring. It is light. It's got warm and cool tones in it. It's got both. So yeah, the only thing I'm concerned about is we tried to do away with the quarter rounds for all the, so if you look at the baseboard, there is traditionally a little quarter round piece that goes down, and that's in case like if the flooring doesn't go all the way, they have to put that. I haven't noticed an issue with that anywhere in the house, except right here may be a problem. Like we might just hit that. Thankfully, because we did upgrade ours. Oh, let's see. So this goes to here. Moment of truth. Is it thick enough? Ooh, it is. I think it is. Because it'll go right to like this finger right here. It should just barely cover that. There's a few places that I wasn't sure, but we really didn't want to do that little quarter round piece at the bottom. It is just such a pain in the butt to dust and clean, and I just didn't want to deal with it. So I told our CS, our construction supervisor, like, please tell them to just leave it off if they can. So yeah, here's our master bath. We have, of course, cabinets in here too already, and countertops. The countertops came with these ones because they're not quartz. These are, I don't know, like that. It's not marble, but they're like, I don't know, the normal countertop. Another thing that was nice that we didn't really realize is our little half bath. I feel like with most builders, what is standard in a half bath is just a pedestal sink, but standard with our builder was actually this, was an actual cabinet. So that's really, really nice. She is obsessed with going over to the toilet. So the toilets are going and pretending to go to the bathroom. Bye. Peace out.
What's this?
It's a piece of trim that they cut off.
Hi. They're not going to use it?
No.
Hi.
They did have to cut some of the trim down. So like for this, they cut it down a little smaller to be able to fit. What I'm confused about is how they're finishing this. So like these are just framed doorways. Do they stay like this? Like this is what it looks like? It just has that, and obviously it'll look more uniform once it's painted and it has a top piece. I've noticed like all of the doorways are cut bigger than the doors. So like that, there's like a big gap, there's a big gap. And then obviously your framing covers it, but they were all like that. So maybe that's just normal. It is freezing in your room, Rev. Jeez.
It is, because I have the window open.
Oh, you have the window open? And then one thing that we changed last minute, which like, it looks a little odd, but it's fine, is this door. I was originally gonna have it open in, which definitely like, Okay, someone close this and now it's hard to open. Is it like ideal having it open out either? No, but I knew that it was gonna get way more in the way opening in. In here, I'm going to be doing built-in shelves here and on this side, specifically for like unschooling things, just to encourage learning during the day. And I just know that if they come in, they're gonna be hitting that, they're just gonna be in the way. And so we're gonna pretty much be telling the kids to keep them closed. So they'll come in here, play, and like they can still see and feel like they're part of it. Otherwise, this area is pretty large. Like it's not, like even if this is open, you can easily get into the hallway still. Like it's not the end of the world. This is like a whole walkway here. If I'm gonna guess, this door will end up staying closed all the time. And then this door will probably stay open all the time, which is fine. Like that works out great. Like I said, you see the hinges, so it's like not ideal because we literally changed the way that it was going last minute. And they literally just dropped off the extra trim while we were inside. So this is that quarter round that I was talking about that was gonna go along the edge, so it looks like, oh, it's hard to see. It looks like this, and it was gonna go along the very bottom edge, and that's just to cover up in case they didn't put the flooring all the way to the wall, and we really didn't want to do that because again, they caulk everywhere that you have a piece of wood touch, so they're gonna caulk here to that, and it's a stickier surface that just holds onto dust and dirt, and it was a nightmare to clean in our last house, so I didn't want it. So anyways, yeah, the rest of this is here, so they're gonna do that. They're supposed to come back, and here's all the paint. There's the primer, here's the paint. I assume some of it is ceiling paint too, but I'm not sure. So, and then yesterday our septic field finally got covered up, which was right there. You can see the little tube sticking up. That finally got covered up, so that's nice too. Okay, so this is what the map looks like. So this is the barn right here. This is where the current chicken run is. So like I said, we're going to remove the fence line there. So I literally photoshopped this. So the tractor tent will be moved there. Then this is where the tractor tent was, and we're gonna move the chicken run there and then kind of square it in. So the whole barnyard is right here, like this. And then where Lab and Calvin currently are, there's gonna be like a little run here big enough for a truck or whatever to move through. And then eventually it's going to actually be the arena. It'll probably just start as grass. One day I will change the ground cover to something that's less appetizing so that it's not distracting. And then this whole part right here will obviously be the pasture. So you can see there's wooden posts there, wooden posts there. Basically we have wooden posts at all the corners and then midway points too. So you can see there's another one way right there, up there. Basically we tested out those plastic basically posts to see if they would respect it, and they did respect it, and we are going to use those if we want to do like short-term pasturing, like really short-term for like a couple weeks or something like that. For sure we could use them. However, Ryan is doing more research and finding out that like after a year or two, they, just because of the elements and them being like a cheap plastic, they just break down. And eventually we are gonna do like a nice pasture fencing for this big pasture, kind of like similar looking to the one that's around the smaller pasture at the front, like the black fencing around the backyard and stuff. We want to do it similar to that, but that's gonna be several years, especially with like wood prices are still a little bit higher, and just shortages of stuff. We're not gonna deal with that.
We're definitely doing concrete.
Yes, and we're gonna concrete those posts in, like, and we're gonna make sure it's done right. But we need this to last at least a couple years, and so we are going to just do T-posts between the wood posts, but the wood posts we still need to do for all the corners, just for stability and stuff, especially a pasture this size. The nice thing is that we're not using like the metal, I don't even know what it's called, like the barbed wire, but without the barb line. We're not using that. That takes a lot more strength. The poly tape doesn't put nearly as much pressure on these posts, so it's fine. It's not a big deal. So it will be plenty for everything. But yeah, we're gonna put a 16-foot gate right here, at this corner, and then we're gonna have another gate here actually eventually too. So yeah, it's coming together. This pasture is one of the top priorities of what's gonna get done right now, and building some kind of temporary run for the new chickens so that they don't have to just be in the crates. Obviously obviously we took the bottoms out so they can still like peck at the ground and we can move them around. So they are getting to like get some ground cover and stuff and not just be on plastic or anything, but it's still not ideal. But we are going to be, no matter what, very strict with quarantining them, and they will never be introduced to the other farm. So the little guys and the new big guys are all going to move into that coop and run in about 4 weeks. So that will be exciting.